Strap yourselves in as I send the Blue Dog 50 nautical miles out to Montebello Islands solo. I wake up to the boat, bogged, high and dry on the sand, and I've got to dig my way out. With the boat getting stuck at the high, the next high tide will not be for 3 days. Join me for this epic 2-part series to see how I get out, and then watch me catch 4 new personal bests as I luck out on the reef. If you've never heard of the Montebello Islands, they are every fisherman and diver's dreams. They do have a bit of a dark past though. In the 1950s, the British used the island for nuclear testing, letting off 3 atomic bombs. The island has since recovered with crystal blue water, green rolling hills, and yellow and white sand beaches.
You run my mind to the gutter when I try. You don't know what to do, love, it's inside. Just a day away, running blind in the gutter with my face plate. Just a day away, running blind in the gutter as I waste.
How's this for service? So I've just made my way out the mighty Fortescue River. Had an absolute legend back the boat down for me because there's a couple of boats in line. Got me out of there super quick. Now I'm about to head 40 miles out, or about 45 miles out, to the Montebellos, one of the most sought after fishing locations in Australia. A lot of people up Karratha Way, Onzo, people around here, they do fish it a lot. But for people that live anywhere else in the world, it's a bit of a dream. A little bit tricky to get to just because of the distance, but it's just me on my own for 3 days. I'm gonna punch it out and see how we go. The boat is due for a service, so I am running the gauntlet a little bit, but I've been told by Matt, the bloke at Suzuki, that I can run this boat a fair bit over the usual 100 hours because I'm pretty much using it every day. So let's go. Let's get a heap of fish, top water, bottom water. Gonna try and get some big GTs, gonna try and get some big Spanish, some reds, some trout. I've got no spots, got no idea what I'm doing. First thing is get over there, find somewhere to set up my camp, and then I'm gonna be fishing for a couple of days. Very, very keen. So we're about 20 miles in and we're at 20 meters depth. So what they say about this area is every nautical mile, you will get a meter of depth. So you have to go about 40 nautical miles on average, probably a little bit less, to get to that depth, which is where you start finding the reds and the nannies and the rankins out here. So we're gonna keep punching on. I'm gonna punch it to the Monties, and then I'm gonna start looking for ground. A lot of people are gonna go this same route, leave from Fortescue up and down. Probably fish here, but I wanna get out to the islands and chase some big stuff. I've made it out to the Monties. Standard Western Australian weather. Must be nearly 18, 19 knots, white caps, swell. Anyway, it's meant to get really, really good to Savo on the side I'm on. So I was contemplating, as you can see, it's just blowing this way, straight into the islands. So I was thinking I might go hide behind them, but might stay on this side, have a little look around, and if it doesn't die off in the next hour, I'll probably pin it to the other side. I've arrived, and already this place is hectic. It's pretty windy, so I've just pulled into the bay. I was just gonna go fishing straight away, but I thought I'd come check out where I'm gonna moor in case I come back at dark. Have a bit of a suss, make myself some lunch. For this, we're gonna be rocking chicken, avo, cheese, hummus, perinades. That could be lunch and dinner every day, but I did bring some other food. The water's quite green here. We're at about 8 or 9 meters, but as it gets into the closer to the beach, it's quite clear. And you probably can't see on the GoPro, but I'm gonna put the drone up over around these little rock faces. It's like crazy clear. So super green, sandy, not exactly what I was expecting. I've done literally no research. I didn't even know where I was meant to stay, where the best places to go, if there's stuff to see over here. So it was a trip on a whim, but we're out here now. We're gonna go find some fish for Savo and hope for this wind to die off because it's still quite windy. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be 1 knot right now. So let's see how we go. See him right there. Not sure if you can see this. Massive school of Spanish mackerel. Oh yeah. Someone wants it. Spangos. You see two of them. See him. Enticing the bite, but not hitting the bite. So I'm about 5 miles out past the Monties. Just had a bit of a look around through a couple of stick baits. Just found a mark that looks okay. Gonna have a drop down, try and get a fish in the boat, and might go set my camp up. Dropping in 51 meters. Got a bite straight away. There we are. I think I have the world's smallest fish hooked. Well, I'm gonna keep that hooked and see if something else wants to eat it. Yep, there we go. There we go. Very, 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 very good fish, hopefully, not a little shark. Hopefully a red. Something has smoked that livey. I don't know what it is. Tiny rankin. Something must be going on with this combo because everything's feeling heavy. That's why I felt heavy. It was stuck in his side. Beautiful rankin. You got to be careful. They have a little spine under their bum. You can see it. It's got 2 little points. It's quite sharp. Chuck him back. Smoked that livey. Can't even see it. Pulling into my campsite. I've got a couple of dolphins. I think they're playing with a fish. Playing with something. So this is home for tonight. I'll pull up, roll out the swag. Get my dinner ready. Show you how easy it is.
The tide was at a beautiful height where I could just beach the boat, get everything I needed out. I was struggling a bit with the swag as it was jammed in between the esky. All I really needed was my cooker, swag, some water, and then a few other little things to set up camp. As I made the decision to go on this trip the day before, I'd done no planning in terms of where to stay, what to bring. All I knew was that I needed a heap of water, heap of bait, heap of food, and I could stay out here for up to a week if I got stuck.
Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late.
Now this is probably the first time I've ever actually made it to camp with the sun up, or one of, which Em would absolutely love because she loves getting here and setting everything up all nice before it gets dark. But I made a very adult decision that I would actually come in with the sun tonight because I've never been here before. I don't know where to camp, but this is my spot. Look at this. Got my own little private beach. Pretty simple, I've just got a cooker, some water, got some food, got my swag. Didn't bring anything to have a fire because I thought I'm probably just going to go to bed as soon as the sun goes down anyway, get up early and go fishing. Just got to go push the boat out, or I might drive it out. There's a big bommy just sitting in the water like right there. So I'm going to put it over there, anchor it up, and I might have to swim back. So I brought a towel as well. I'm getting better. So I'm going to set this camp up, going to get the drone up before the sun sets. And yeah, I'll show you what it guys looks like. Dinner, we got a bit of teriyaki beef and hummus. I can't be bothered heating it up, so we're just raw dogging it. It pretty much tastes like dog meat, but at least I don't have to cook. And look at this. Very, very nice. Well, I've finally done it. Sank the boat into the sand. Always look at people that do it. I'm like, how the fuck do they get their boat stuck on the sand? Well, I was just filling it up, which takes a while, and I was like, oh, it stopped rocking all of a sudden. And I didn't realize it was so tidal here. It's dropped like from where that jerry can is to here. So I'm thinking the tide should be coming in soon. So I'll move it out. I was gonna have an early night, but now I'll be staying up so I can anchor it in the dark. Lucky me. Well, that is just a little bit annoying. You can see my footprint efforts. Not really. Trying to shove it back in to no success. So I'm just gonna wait and see how it goes. The tide, yeah, as I said, should go out, push it in, take it out, swim back at dark. Anyway, let's just enjoy a beautiful sunset together, because it is bloody beautiful out here. Flat as, no wind now. I'm in a quiet little protected area, which is nice. But as soon as I get this boat out, I'm going to bed. It's only like 6:30. I'm gonna get up really, really early, send it out wide-ish, try and catch some fish. All I caught today was a little rankin and some bait fish. Threw some lures, had some spangos and some trevally. Run up to them, but nothing really exciting. I only got a couple of hours by the time I got out here, and I just had a look around all the bays, see how cool this place is. Saw heaps of dolphins, saw heaps of whales, saw heaps of turtles. I think I saw a dugong. And yeah, get this boat in, away I go. Seems the boat's stuck, and while there's no chance I'll be able to sleep until I sort it all out, I'm gonna cast some lures. A nice little ledge here. You can hear something splashing literally right in front of us. The GoPro will be no good, so if I catch something, hey, now I go. Alright, I've got the big old reef sand, a bit of everything anchor here. Straight to the front, and then I've put a actual reef anchor in the rocks there, because where the boat is, there's a whole rock face here. It's a whole rock face here. So what I was going to do was take it out past the rocks, anchor it, and then swim in. But now the tide is still going out. So I don't know how big the tides are here, but all the things I've got on my Simrad to show where the tides and that are, that doesn't show the Monties, or mine doesn't. So it's saying it's like a 1.8 meter of a max 2 meter tide now, and it's neap tides at the moment. So anyway, this is the best I can do, I think. So it's just going to sit on its side. There's no swell, there's no current, there's no wind, and it should just hold in this position. It's in a protected area. Not real happy with it, to be honest, but it's the best I can do. So I'm going to set my alarm every hour, get up and check it, but I am going to try and get some sleep because it's not going anywhere for the next couple of hours anyway. So hopefully the blue doggy dog's still here. She will be, because I'm looking after her. Big day tomorrow. Let's get it. So I've been up every hour messing around with this boat, which has been successful. So it hasn't had any issues. But I can't really take it out because I can't see anything now. So I've just been kind of maneuvering these anchors to the left and right. Just had a massive prey boat or something go past, which wake me up just before my hour, so that's good. But it's nearly time to get up and get going. The moon's finally come up. Happy with how it's going. So what you don't see here is me waking up an hour later and the boat is on its side with maybe 10, 20 mil water underneath it. And I knew at 3:30 it was high tide. So that big cray boat must have washed it in a little bit. And then just as the tide started going down, the boat had been pushed in on the top of the high. That's all I can think of anyway, other than my obvious mistakes. So I spent the next 2 to 3 hours just digging as much as I could, which was really only 20 minutes worth that was going to be possible to actually get the boat out. But with this boat, because it has such a deep and aggressive V, which you'll see in a minute, there was no chance I was getting it out. I literally dug so much and so quick
that I couldn't dig anymore. I was like, I'm so weak and I'm such a pussy right now. But my shoulders were burnt and I just kept digging and digging. And the sand's actually quite soft, but it had like little fine rocks in it. So my hands were all sliced up and I'm just digging and digging and digging. And then by the time the water actually got to the front edge of the boat, I gave up. I was like, well, I can't dig it out now. Let's make a bit of another plan, which you'll all see what I did here. So I tried a new anchoring technique last night as we're going to the Kimberleys, and I wanted to anchor to these rocks to see if I could keep the boat in position without it moving for when we're up north and there's 10-metre tides. Anyway, anchoring technique was a success. I was a bit worried, so I had to set alarms every hour when I was in bed. I missed one alarm, which was 2 hours, but it was fine as the tide was coming in. Got up, had a look at the boat. Yep, all sweet. Awesome, nailed it. Anyway, I was like, I'll get up at 3:30 because that'll give me like 2 hours from the top of the high where I can mess around with the boat, put it back out a bit deeper, blah, 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 blah. Get up at 3:30 and it's stuck. So I spent 3 hours digging, trying to get it out of the water. Or like not out of the water, but just a little bit of purchase on it. But it's properly sunk. Now the tide's going down for like another fucking 6 hours and it's meant to get back to where it is in like 24. So I really need someone to pull me out. It's neap tides at the moment, so it might not even come back to where it's meant to. So I'm trying to get people on the radio. I've been up the hill. There's actually service here, which is nice. I've messaged a few mates from Karratha, hoping one of these big cray boats can pull me out. But what I'm going to do now is just dig a huge trench around it so that when someone does pull me out, the motor and the transducer and everything's out of the way. If someone pulls me out, it gives me a better chance. But yeah, it's an absolute glass out day. I've driven 50 miles to get out here and then this has happened. It has happened at a weird area. You can see where the fuel tank is. I'd actually set the boat about 5 meters before that, quite tight on the anchors, and it's come up here somehow. So yes, not sure what's happened, but it hasn't really moved a lot. So I'm happy with my technique, but I'm just not happy with the result. So the Blue Dog is high and dry. Neap tides. I'm going to try and go talk to this bloke over here, see if he can pull me out. Otherwise, I might be stuck here for a very long time. So I've just spent the last 20 minutes digging the back out in case a boat comes. No one's answering the radio, so I'm going to let off a flare. Never let one off before. Sounds a bit of carry on, but I'm 50 miles out at sea and I'm not guaranteed to get another high tide to let the boat out. So rather than just dig all day and wait around, I thought I'll just do it now. Someone can come. If they can or can't help, at least I'll have an answer rather than kind of waiting around for something. So I'm a bit malnourished after digging for 3 hours. So I've got a really stable platform now. There's no rocking at all. Gonna make some brekkie, and then the plan is I'm gonna dig a trench here. Might shuck a couple of these oysters fresh off the bank, and hoping that, yeah, someone can let me out. After brekkie, I'm gonna let a flare off. Never let a flare off before, but I walked up the hill and could only get one bloke on the radio who owned a sailing boat and only had a 25 horsepower rubber duck. So he's not really gonna give me much help. So yeah, if I had a winch, an electric winch, like an anchor winch, I could chuck it on there, swim out to that rock, if you can see it, and I could try and like winch myself back into the water, but I've got the old manual one. So I'm gonna have some brekkie and we'll sort this problem out. So these aren't even used anymore in WA, maybe all of Australia. You actually just have like a light that just flashes. I don't even think it's that bright, but I've kept a couple of these. Never used one before, but just in case for times like this. It's not a real emergency, but yeah, look at that. Stuck. Yeah, baby. For fuck's sake.
If it wasn't neap tides, it probably wouldn't matter. But because it is, and I've only got enough food for 3 more days, I don't think I'd ever get stuck out here. I think someone would help me, but we may as well try and fast track the recovery process, which makes it safer for everyone involved. Apparently. This thing does fuck all. Look at this. That's all this does. Well, we'll see if that rallies the troops while I keep digging. Well, she's been half an hour. I've been digging up a storm. Pretty hard work, actually. So I thought the troops haven't come with that shitty little hand flare. I'm going to shoot this one. There's literally boats, like, you might even be able to see. That, big yachts, sailing ships. I've climbed up the hill, tried to flag them down, yelled out to them. So this is one that shoots like 300 meters into the air. So hopefully this one works a bit better. Anyway, it's just what I'm gonna do. So committing to it. Fuck. There she goes. Spin it around. That's what they're there for. They're there to be used. I wouldn't say it's a complete emergency. But if everyone buggers off and I can't get my boat out of here and I'm stuck here with no food, stretching a little bit, but I'd rather do the shit now, ask for the help, than wait until no one's here, not ask. So I'll see if that brings anyone. I can hear someone coming already. Do we think this is going to work? Well, I didn't film that, but it worked.
So in rocks Scarlet, pulls up, big smile on his face. He'd actually driven past me in the morning and I was trying to wave him down, but he was heading out wide to check out one of the reefs. Came back across, and that's why I thought if I let that flare off in the air, there's a good chance this bloke will come back, and he came back super quick. Anyway, pulls up, what are we going to do? He's like, oh, we should be able to move it by hand. I was like, mate, it's like a 2-ton boat. So try and move it, obviously very unsuccessful. He's like, what about the ski? It's like, we can definitely get the cray boat in when the tide comes back up and winch it out, but it's not going to be up for another 5-6 hours. And you probably want to go fishing. I was like, mate, I'd rather just do it right. He's like, well, let's have a go at the ski. Righto. So we put it on the front, and yeah, the boat was horizontal. I didn't film it. We're trying to beat the tide, and obviously I want to get out there, but I also want to do it right. So I wasn't really worried about filming it. So we just put my anchor rope on, attach it. He just puts a little bit of pressure on the sea-doo and just spans straight around. We both looked at each other, big smile, like, fuck yeah, this won't actually work. He's like, righto. Not much pressure there. What I'll do is I'll go grab one of my cray ropes and we'll wrap that around and we'll get a pulley around a rock. And I was like, sweet, sounds like a good plan. So I started digging a trench out the front of the boat, just like a slithered line that it would run down, and we're going to fill that with all fenders just so it could roll on there and get a bit more purchase.
Can't believe I missed that, but I thought the rope was going to snap, and so did old mate, so he stopped. What a fucking legend though. So now we're going to chuck a couple fenders underneath, going to get a bigger rope. I'm going to see if his ski can pull the blue dog out. But look at this. That sharp V of the blue dog, the little reef hopper, that was not going anywhere. But yeah, pretty impressed. The ski half worked. We've got another bit of backup now. We're going to pulley it off this rock. Try and get it on its side. Chuck the fenders underneath. and then pull it out. Look at this. The brekkie bowl has stayed still on that whole journey. Everything else is not very happy right now, but all right. The power of the sea, dude.
Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
There you have it. Power of the Sea-Doo. Perched up, 9 o'clock. Been working on it since 3. Let's go. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, look at this though. Look how high up I am. Sunk. Never, ever getting that out. I shouldn't have even bothered digging. See, look, that's like a little bit of where I dug over here. Just absolutely zero chance. Sitting pretty. Nice that the transducer and engine sat up, so I didn't get any little tickles on her. But I'll give them a once over. And I need the tide to still go up a little bit. It's still a bit shallow there. It's like a little sandy, rocky bit. And then I'm heading out. Also, I never filmed it, but I got my stick bait stuck last night and it's so low. I can probably just walk down and grab it, which I'm going to do because I don't really want to lose all my money either. Look at all the oysters as well. Absolute feast city down here if you like them. I'm just trying to film walking across, almost come a gutser on the oysters, which would have not been nice. If someone can explain to me science of how this happens, but it can't hook a fish, never coming undone. Remember that. $30. Step 1 complete. We're off there. Been kindly dragged into here. Absolutely saved my ass. But there's a few rocks there which started to get chewed up in the jet ski. So he could keep driving, but he's like, oh, you probably don't want to go through it because it'll wreck the boat. So we're just going to sit here until the tide comes up, which I'll check in a minute. Hopefully it's not too long because we've been stuffing around it for ages and the tide has just continuously gone down. But it gives me a few minutes to tidy things up, have the boat 100% ready to go. The day is still youngish. I'm going to miss the tide change to fish, which is a bit annoying, but we're going to get out there. I'm either going to go out this way. There's some surf and breakers out there. Looks pretty cool. Or I'm going to go back up north into that 50, 60 meter ground, get some reds. I have severely underestimated this place. So by the time I just went and got my life jacket and I picked the anchor up, I'm beached again. The tide is still going out for another hour and a half. So I'm going to put the drone up, get some footage, have some lunch, have everything ready. But it's really only going to be like a half-day session, even though I've come all the way out here. But I'm in good spirits. It's bloody beautiful. It is literally like a perfect day. Tiny bit of wind coming through now, but like you'll see from the drone, I'm sure it's going to look amazing. And I'm going to get a bit of a better scope of the area. So I think there's all reef out that side, and then north that way looks where it gets a bit deeper quicker. And then the other side of the island, I'm not too sure what it's like. Looks like a bit of a mess, but another chicken avo wrap. Oh, I'm just kind of looking at this little rock here. The water's starting to creep up over it.
I've got these ones. That one over there. We're 2 minutes past the very bottom of the low. So it's all onwards and upwards from here. She's still stuck. Come out. I'm going to throw a couple of stick baits, but I won't be able to film if I get anything as all the GoPros are dead. And I don't want to charge them because then if the battery runs dead in the boat, then we actually have real trouble. Just edge by edge, the boat out. I'm out. It is 1 o'clock, so it's better than 3 o'clock in the morning when I would have got out if it wasn't for the help of my new friend. We're off, going to catch reds. Let's do it. What a bloody ride that one was. I was so stoked to get out of there, and I still had a few hours to fish. So that concludes part 1 of me getting stuck 50 miles to sea out at the Monties. What you have to stay tuned for now is this epic afternoon, night, and next morning fishing session. I get 4 PBs. I catch fish I've never caught before. I get on the cans with Scarlett, the bloke who saved me on his cray boat with his missus and his father-in-law, and just have an absolutely wild time. All the bad luck I just had turns into some crazy good luck for me. So stay tuned. Episode 2, get around it.